Yeah. I didn't really spit on that kid. A lot of people think that I spit on that kid. It was a camera trick, but I didn't spit on that kid, man. You know what's crazy is that when I was gonna shoot that, when I was shooting it, and that was part of the scene, that they was cool with me spitting on the kid. And I was like, no, I'm not really gonna spit on the little girl. That we edited it so it made it seem like I spit on her, but I wouldn't spit on a little kid. Hey, check it out, it's your boy Killa Cameron, and you're gonna check me out talking about my favorite songs on Purple Haze. This December is the 15-year anniversary. So my favorite memories of recording Purple Haze, like I said, it's very vague to me, but the one thing that I do remember is recording with Twista in Chicago and Young Buck. I don't want to say whose friend it was, but the guy actually had a blunt, and he put something on outside the blunt to make weed stick to outside the blunt. And he called it a Christmas tree. And we smoked the blunt, and it was like weed burning from the outside and inside, and I never smoked the blunt. To this day, I still never done it again, but it was very creative, and I still remember it. That was probably like my most memorable recording process with Purple Haze, was that particular blunt that he rolled up. I can't really say it's any surprises, because like I said, it's so vague. Maybe the only surprise is that I probably recorded it in 4 or 5 different cities, LA, Ohio, Chicago, New York, New Jersey. But matter of fact, you know, a lot of people like the skits on the album. You know what I'm saying? They asked for Mizzle, the guy Mizzle on the album. They really like the skits, but he's a real person as well. And they liked a lot of the phone calls. A lot of the skits that's on the album, that's phone calls, they were all real. Just females that I may have been talking to or dealing with at the time. I actually got sued by one of them because she got mad that I put it on the album without her permission, but she was on previous albums, but she had got a boyfriend, and I guess her boyfriend was mad about it, and she ended up suing me, and I don't fuck with her no more behind her suing me. But yeah, I can't really think of nothing else outside of that, but people like the creativity outside of the music as well. Palmy Mizzle was actually the assistant engineer in Sony, you know what I'm saying? And he did the skits for me. And you know what's crazy? I seen him years later, because you know Sony Studios had shut down, and he was like, Kim, I got an idea. We got to do a whole thing on Mizzle. People love Mizzle, this, that, and third. And it was like random. I hadn't seen him for 3 or 4 years. And I was like, yo, taking his character kind of far, you know what I'm saying? But he wanted to do more stuff with Mizzle, but we never stayed in contact. A lot of white people come to my show. I have a lot, maybe 50% white people come to my show now. I'm not sure exactly when that started happening, because it isn't like that was on my schedule to be like, yo, let's start targeting white people or crossing over.
For that song. You said something about white people.
Yeah, and they pulled up, right? I never planned to cross over. Not saying that's a bad thing, it's just something that I think happens. You know, when you do music, nowadays, everybody, every race, every culture messes with every type of music, but that may have been when it happened. You probably may know better than me, but it wasn't like on my schedule to be like, yo, let's cross over next week. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not sure when it happened. I just doing me, and as people attracted to me, I'm appreciative of that. Recording Purple Haze was really comfortable for me because just going through albums, come home with Confess to Fire. Like I said, I had a new deal, and first deal ever. I had to work with Un and his staff, which was a great experience as well, but it wasn't me being 100% an artist. I had to do a lot what the label told me. SDE was me leaving Un, not purposely, you know, contractually I had to go to Epic, and Epic didn't necessarily have the best urban support system as far as rap was concerned. So it was good recording it at that time, but I really wasn't happy with the environment that I was in as far as working with marketing, promotion, etc. Come Home With Me was really dope, but we was on the cusp of doing something great as far as getting the Diplomat album off the ground, getting Jewels established, getting Jim Jones recognized as a director as well as an artist. So we was in the process of getting that done. So by the time it came to Purple Haze, everything came to fruition. Jim was about to put an album out. Jewels had an album out. The Diplomat album had went gold already. Come Home With Me had already went platinum. We was in a comfortable space, so it wasn't like I had to worry about this or worry about that and make sure this artist is good and make sure they're not jerking us around. It was a great space to be in. And Killa Pink was really dope because Heatmakers came to me with the beat and they had a guy on the chorus named Opera Steve, and I just thought it was different. It was real different. I got like a Lion King vibe from that joint, you know what I'm saying? So recording that record was super easy. I probably did that record in 20 minutes. If I hear a beat that I really, really like, it won't take long to do a whole song because I can vibe off of it. But recording that, they just sent me the beat, and as soon as I heard it, I loved it. I probably did that song in 20 minutes. Yeah, when I got the beat, Opera Steve was already on it. I didn't even know it was Opera Steve. I never met Opera Steve. I met him through actually Arsonists and Heatmakers, but the beat was done. It wasn't like I laid it that Opera Steve came in later. Arsonists gave me the beat just like that. It was dope. Well, down and out, Kanye still wasn't established as an artist yet, and he was still doing a lot of beats, and he came in and played a few different beats, and I sat with them for a while, and I picked out Down and Out. He probably had a bunch of beats, and I said, let me sit down for a while, because I went through a lot of different beats. He produced more than just Down and Out on that album as well. And I sat with it and I did it, and he was like, yo, I got a dope idea for a chorus, and I was like, yo, rock out, because he wanted to be an artist. I gave him the opportunity to do it. He called Selena from Chicago to get on it as well. And after I laid my bars, I said, do your thing with it. I had a chorus written already, but he was, he's like, Kim, please let me do this chorus, let me do it. And I was like, go ahead and do it. One day he was in the studio with me and Jay-Z, and he was just rapping. He was rapping every beat he threw on. He rapped for about 45 minutes straight. I'm sitting there looking at him like, you want to rap? But then I'm listening to him, I'm like, shit is kind of hot though, what he's saying, you know what I'm saying? Because every producer can't rap. So when he wanted to do the chorus on Down and Out, I was a no-brainer. I was like, come up with something, and if it's dope, we'll do it. And one of his albums, I can't remember which one, not the last one, the one before last, he actually mentions that in one of his songs. Harlem Streets is basically just what you said. I love Hill Street Blues always. I thought it wasn't really a commercial theme song. Like, you got Three's Company or whatever, like, sounds commercially. Hill Street Blues was really a dark theme song for a television show, you know what I'm saying? So when I heard it, I was like, yo, this is pretty tough. And when he sent the beat over, I was like, let me try this out. Like, I challenged myself on a lot of different beats as well. I rapped over Monday Night Football and all types of different things before, because to me it's like a challenge. I don't think I can't rap to any beat, you know what I mean? So I thought it was real grimy, it was real dark, so I said, let me mess with it. I don't tell people to make the beats, they just send them in. But when I heard that Golden Girl shit, that shit was hot. I was like, this is pretty tough. But no, I don't tell them to make the beats, it just comes to me. To be honest about making Shake, I can't remember exactly how the process of recording it was, but like I was explaining to you earlier, everybody was pretty much getting established, so I wanted to try and get J.R. right and Hal Rell established, so I thought that, like you said, that beat was radio friendly, it was dance friendly, it was club friendly, and it was still tough. So I was like, this would be a good track to get him some attention on. And I can't even tell you who produced it right now, but I still perform that song because it has a great vibe to it, and you can still get a two-step on, you can dance, girls shake their ass to it. I thought it was really dope, but the reason I put J.R. Wright on it is because it was time to get him some exposure after Jim and Jewels, and I think Zeke was locked up at the time, but starting to get the next generation, so to speak, of diplomats, trying to get them off the ground.
Producers a lot of times, they send you the beat plus the chorus already, or do you do like
No, I did the chorus myself. I did the that's me saying that and just turning it to making itself sound like Mickey Mouse or whatever. Engineers play a lot of games, so they can make you sound like whatever they want you to sound like. Well, Get 'Em Girls was produced by my man Schizo. He does a lot of beats for me. He actually just did the new beat on Believe in Me, Believe in Flea, that's coming out on Purple Haze too.
You just dropped it in the last single?
Yeah, it's just it's not gonna be my single, but we just want to let people know that I'm coming. But he actually did that beat as well. And he makes a lot of dope beats. You know, he goes by the name of Rod Raspy or Schizo, but he did that beat, Get 'Em Girls, and the reason it's so funny is because I remember him being mad after the video because Kanye is actually in that video, and Kanye came and put himself in the video, which was fine, no problem, but everybody thought Kanye did the beat because he was in the video. And I remember him being mad about like, oh, everybody thinks Kanye's doing this beat, this, that, and the third. I'm like, yo, relax, you'll be on the credits. But that's what I do remember about that song, that the producer was actually mad about that, everybody thought that Kanye did the beat. The song you're talking about, Toast to Me, Heatmakers did the beat. It was, I'm rapping about probably my two best friends who passed away in car crashes. And just so, you know, I think about them a lot, and they missed a lot of things that I did, you know, Bloodshed missed my whole rap career, and I believe a lot of this is going on because he's blessed me, because I was like my partner, you know what I'm saying? And HUD is like my brother, and you know, it's just so much stuff that they missed, so I dedicate a few different things on this project to them, but I just want to show them some love and, you know, just put some swag back in on the set, you know, came through with the trench, the leather joints with the fours on, and the McLaren. So I just thought it was real swaggy, the commercial that I did, but there's more of that to come. A lot of people don't know, I mean, I'm pretty sure they're not gonna say yes to anybody, but you can have your own color for $12,000. You go to Pantone, they give you different vibes of different colors. If you want yellow, whatever yellow you want it, you could go to Pantone and pay the $12,000, $13,000 and have your own color. But it isn't that I really shied away from pink. It isn't like I really went after pink either. I just wanted to stand out at Fashion Week one year, and I was like, what am I gonna do to make a splash at Fashion Week? I came to pink fur, the pink headband, the pink neck style, and everybody pretty much still uses that picture for a bunch of stuff. So I started buying pink and stuff like that because I just thought it'd make me stand out and be different. But you see, when you came in, I still got pink cars and shit like that. I just think it's dope when it's time to stand. I'm not a guy who wears pink every day, but I know how to make pink look masculine for men, and I'm not scared to wear it. And when it's time to put on a show, I'll put on some pink. Well, what happened to the pink Rover, I sold it, but because you see now, Rover got a new body. Imagine still having that same Range Rover body today. It would look doofy and big and everything else, but I bought it for me. But it was a great marketing tool. I ended up giving it to my peoples when Killa season was actually about to come out, and they drove it across the country. I made sure they did the Super Bowl promoting, All-Star Weekend, NCAA championship, state to state. No matter what was going on, I gave them the Rover to go promote, because when it pulled up, it was gonna obviously make a scene.
You want to rank your studio albums?
Oh man, I'm gonna be honest, I let the public do that, but if it's up to me, like I told you, I'm always gonna put Purple Haze first because just of how I was knocking songs out, how easy it was for me at the time. Come Home With Me and SDE would probably be a tie, but I get so many people that love SDE as well. So I would let the public do that. For me personally, I would say Purple Haze, but it's no right or wrong for me. Killa season, all right, so look, I would say Purple Haze. Then I would say, to me, Killa season, because I shot a movie with that as well. Then you got Come On With Me, SD, Tide. Then I would say Confessions of Fire, then Crown Pays.